how much you put on a smiley face and say you're okay, it lives in you. And there was like a dual, even though this was like a scary, campy, scary movie, to me, the entity is that trauma that lives in all of us when we've witnessed something or been through something so traumatic, and we carry it with us, and unless we really do find a way to come to peace with it or to try our best to mend those wounds, it will kill you.
Yeah.
And then it'll attach to whoever sees that trauma.
Yeah, it has definitely an underlying message to it all in it, the trauma and stuff. And I do think that is, because I think everyone has like little parts of your life that you carry, hopefully not as dramatic as this, or seeing that, but I can't imagine what that experience is like, right?
But like
and look at the trauma that inflicted upon everyone else from this, right? So it started with the mother, and then she had this trauma, right? She inflicted it on the poor little 7-year-old boy that got the dead cat. Well, she gave him a lot of trauma, but that's trauma that he's not going to get rid. Like he's never going to forget that.
Yeah.
And then the sister, the trauma that she had with dealing with the mother, and now she's dealing with her sister that's got this craziness, and the fact that they owned this burner down house that the sister didn't want to get rid of. She was right. This was not an inhabitable place.
Oh no.
This was definitely one of those. Like me and Todd have looked at a few, and I'm done like that is not a fixer upper. That is a burner downer. Just burn it down.
Well, that's what she ended up doing.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be the catalyst for the fire.
She ended up burning it down with herself in it.
Yeah, and it went so fast too. The house really caught on fire really fast. But then I thought, you know what? It's all that dirt and grime and all those other things that it built up over time that were in that house of horrors.
Well, and the kerosene that she threw all over the floor.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That helped too. But also, it was a tiny house, and then when she got inside, it seemed like it was really huge.
But I really think that there was a bigger story there about generational trauma and passing of trauma. Like one person, if they don't deal with their trauma, it does get passed.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of actually interested in seeing Smile 2, is like, I wonder if they addressed that more. I'm glad she died at the end, not because I didn't like her. I really liked her.
I'm glad she did.
But I was really worried this would be one of those movies where she'd like face her mom and her demons, and then once she faces them and says, I'm not scared of you, then like she'd live. So I'm really happy that they were like, nope, bitch is gonna die. And that made me happy.
That made me happy.
Yeah.
I'm glad she died. You know,
it made it more realistic.
I kind of thought for a minute, I thought they could have, right? In that premise of other scary movies where, like Scream, right? Like Sidney Prescott lives.
Wait, didn't we watch Scream?
And she moves on. We watched Smile. Where she lives, and then she's got it. So she's sequel 2, right? And she's helping somebody else fight the demons, the different things that are coming. And then the demons are coming back for her, And I kind of thought maybe that was it. Maybe she was going to get past it and end up like murdering. At one point I thought she was going to murder that man, right? And then pass it on to him, and it would be attached to this other guy, and she would be done with it. And I thought, then she's going to help other people. You know what I mean? She could have turned into like, the crazy badass psychoanalysis lady that comes in and helps you deal with your demons.
But it would still never end.
But it wouldn't end, no. Until she could get to a point where she could get it to end. But how do you get it to end? And
what if she made some like crazy money off it by starting a medical practice that only dealt with these people that were experiencing that until they died?
And find like crazy people, criminal people that were like definitely that needed to go. And she could kill them, like really bad people in the world,
Like Trump.
Yeah. Oh, don't go there. Don't go there.
We're a nonpartisan podcast.
Are we?
No. Fuck that guy. Okay, so I think overall, what would you give this movie overall? I'd give it a solid thumbs up.
I would say and to be honest, I went into it thinking it's not going to be good. Mm-hmm. This is going to be pretty bad, and I was like, I kind of got okay with it. I will say though, I didn't find it as scary.
I didn't either.
As I anticipated, because I think it's more of a mental, stuff that goes on with it. I do like some of those things, and there's a ton of them out there right now that are, it's like a TikTok thing, I think, that's out there, which are like the jigsaw, thing where they're supposedly Jigsaw's your roommate, right? And he's doing all these things to you.
I did not
where
know
he's
about
like,
that.
you've got to go to the toilet, but before that, you have to find all your, I've shoved socks and underwear down the toilet, and it's going to overflow. But I put all your phones down here at the bottom of the toilet. You have 10 minutes. It
I don't
is the
even know what you're
funniest trend
talking
on
about.
TikTok.
You'll have to
You
show me.
get
I
on
don't have
really.
TikTok.
But it's the funniest trend to see all these on here and the word Jigsaw. And I think the premise of Jigsaw is so great because these people have done bad things, right? And it's a way of sort of punishing them, and they have to do something that's pretty drastic to survive, right? So I love movies that can bring something new to the table. And this brings something which I think is that trauma, right?
Yeah.
That goes on, that is out there, that probably everyone has something from your childhood or something that you're like, oh, this is trauma of sorts. And to the degree where you have such a horrific trauma like they experienced, and how you carry that, but also how do you get rid of it
And how you spread it. Even
Yeah.
forget, this was obviously very clear how you
Yeah.
spread it.
Right.
But think about in just a natural life, the trauma we carry, we spread, right?
Right.
Anyway, that's
Yeah,
why
gotta break the cycle.
therapy is
Therapy.
very important, which is why we would love to be sponsored by Headspace or Headway or any of them. Anyway,
Right.
open for sponsorships.
Mental health is super important, and I
It
think that's what you walk away from it is. And I think it was interesting that she was the therapist, and she was like, I don't want to talk to my therapist in a sense
Yeah.
either, but I think it was just she knew what was going on, right? So she didn't need a therapist.
She
needed
yeah.
she
needed
needed
an
someone to help her.
exorcist.
Yeah, she needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely. Oh, an Exorcist. Oh, I could see a mashup funny movie of The Exorcist with this, and oh yeah, and the crazy nuns. Yeah, it
All
would
right, I
be
just
really-
copyrighted it.
Yeah, let's do it.
What-
WWAW Productions coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay, we're gonna do a poll. What should our poll question be? Our poll question's gonna be, I want to do something about when you're scared. Why do you turn off lights? But it has to be like a two-choice
Right.
answer. So, our poll. Do you know the actress's name?
Right.
Yes or no?
Right. I think the poll would be: if you are scared, are you turning the lights on or turning the lights off? I'm 100%. Every damn light is going to be on.
Oh, inside and outside the house, and maybe
So-
also the flashlight on my phone.
I want to know who the people are that are turning the lights off.
Okay, we're gonna do a poll on our podcast. It's gonna be if you turn the lights on or turn the lights off when you're scared. And then if you say that you turn the lights off, we will find you because I want an explanation.
Yeah. Like what? Why would you turn them off? It's
We
like that commercial where they're like being chased by the guy, and they're like, "Let's hide in here in the garage with all the chainsaws." Like that don't make no sense.
Yeah, like if you're
Run.
although I guess if you're seeing things, maybe you turn the lights off so that it'll go dark. I don't know.
Yes, I don't know. I feel like that just invites them to attack
I know.
you.
We're gonna have to take a poll because I'd really like to know. Although I do remember one time, I think I had taken drugs though, and I was in my room and I thought the curtains kept moving, and so I turned off the lights because I wanted the curtains to stop moving.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
don't think it helped. I think the curtains kept moving.
It's the entity.
That was
Oh
not the
my
entity. That was a mishmash of weed. Okay, we have not decided on a movie for next week.
Yeah, we have to come up with
So-
something. How about a suggestion? Somebody got a suggestion?
Oh,
Throw it
yeah.
out there.
Throw out a suggestion, but if you don't throw out a suggestion by tomorrow, we'll have chosen our movie, and it'll be a surprise for episode 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
episode 4 is surprise.
Okay.
All right, come back. Watch
All
all
right.
of our episodes. We love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I have a remote. Wait, it didn't
Working.
work.
It's not working.